Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys again for tuning in. So, good morning. I hope you guys had a great weekend. And we got some stuff to cover. So, hello, Anton and Antone Gagnon. I can't say it. Never mind. Don't worry about it. So, anyways, good morning, guys. Happy you guys are tuning in again today. So a couple things to talk about. The market is into all-time highs here this morning, so that's pretty cool. If you've noticed, the headline of the video says large cap stocks buy to all-time high. So pretty much any large cap stock you look at today it's gonna be up. AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, Facebook, Apple, pretty much all of those. Google, Amazon. Didn't even look at those, but I can assume that those are going to be up today as well. So buenos dias, and Anton. Okay. No. I'm pretty small in comparison to what I used to be, but aren't we all? Teach us what you trade and why. I trade penny stocks because penny stocks are awesome and they can go on big runs. I trade large cap stocks because they're always good to trade. I couldn't teach you all in one sitting. It would just take it's just impossible. Ant one. Gotcha. Like $1. Gotcha. Anyways, so let's get into it. So I guess since this is on the screen, we can touch on that. So gold broke out, as you guys already know. It went through a really nice run, and it's starting to pull back, but that makes sense. So if you've been watching this, you're in on it. Right now, it's trying to hold the breakout level about 130. Don't be surprised if it breaks 130, continues down, because we do have a gap to fill here to about 128. So I anticipate that we'll see the price of gold, at least the ETF GLD, subside all the way down to about 128. The futures gold, I don't really know where it would be, but we could look. But don't be surprised if you see gold continue to pull back. It would just make sense. Thank Nick Trades. I appreciate it, bud. I might not make the most money, but I do really love doing this. So GLD will probably see the prices of gold decrease a little bit here, so that's good. Not necessarily good, but it's going to happen. All right, so let's take a look at the market. All right, so everybody, come on, hurry up and buy the stock market. Everybody rush in to buy. Just kidding, don't do that. So as you can see, market is into all-time highs. If you look at what's happened over the past couple days, we kind of bounced, and then we had this really big surge of buying volume, and then we had the G20 meeting, and President Trump steps into North Korea, and then President Trump and the President of China decide to not put any additional tariffs and start resuming trade talks again. The market goes up. I mean, again, here we are. This is nothing new. We've peaked into an all-time high. This is an extremely big gap. So right now, majority of the world is just rushing in to buy, and I'm thinking maybe we don't rush in to buy, because the last time we had a move like this, it was not very long ago. It was right here. Right here we had this this was the I can't remember if this was the Fed meeting day. It might have been the FOMC meeting. But either way, next day it breaks up. We go into all-time highs. Everything sounds really great. And then the market does a one-day gap fill. So the market ends up dropping out from 296 all the way down to a low of 293. So another thing, we're in that same situation where we're up over these highs, and I'm afraid that we're going to see a mean pullback here today. So for myself personally, I think I'm actually going to be a little bit more short biased to start the beginning of the day, depending on how it acts, right? If it acts super bullish and starts running out of the gates, then maybe I'll change bias or may be a little different. But for now, I'm going to be short biased out of the gates, anticipating we might do a little bit of a gap fill today. Do you think silver's price action will follow gold? Silver always follows gold, but it usually lags behind the price of gold. So yes, it already has. It already started moving with gold, but it's just slower, right? And the technical side of silver is nowhere near as formed or as bullish or pretty as gold. So from a technical side, you don't have as many technical traders jumping into silver as you would, let's say, on the gold side, because gold looks better in terms of its formation and the way it's setting up And silver hasn't quite reached that, ooh, I'm ready, really ready to buy it. It's just kind of hanging out. So yes and no there. Where do you think AMD goes today? Again, well, I can tell you where most things are going to go today. If the market does a gap fill, AMD is going to go down. If the market does a gap fill, Netflix is going to go down. If the market does a gap fill, Nvidia is going to go down. Apple's going to go down. Facebook's going to go down. Majority of all the stocks that are up right now will most likely go down if the market does anything similar to what it did the last time we peaked into all-time highs, which is a one-day gap fill where the market lost about $3 per share beginning of the day, later to bounce back. So if we do something similar to that, where we have like a one-day down gap fill, then AMD is going to go down, Nvidia is going to go down, Facebook's going to go down, Apple's going to go down, Caterpillar is going to go down, Boeing's going to go down, everything is going to go down, okay? Until the market fills that gap, and then those stocks will start to bounce again. If the market goes on a tear out of the gates, then we're probably going to see a lot of these stocks go on a relatively nice move out of the gates. So today is a day where it's very market dependent with the gap, because the gap in the overall market makes the gap happen across the board on all these stocks. So right now is a super market dependent day where I would be very adamant about watching the Dow, the NASDAQ, the SPY, and then trading your stocks in correlation to the market. Find what stocks are in divergence to the market, which means if the market starts to do its gap fill to the downside, it's going down, and most stocks are going down. But then you find this one stock that's going up while every other one's going down. That one is in divergence to the market, which means it's strong enough to buck the trend of the overall market. So it either has a strong news catalyst or something that's keeping the momentum going in the opposite direction of the overall market. So AMD, Tony Stark, follow the market. Personally, just follow the SPY, and then you'll know which way that thing's most likely going to move. Right? I mean, it's had a nice move. I wouldn't be surprised if, and it has a bullish gap. Still, the chart's pretty bullish. You could see us up to 3250 with the right move. If the market holds up long enough, I think you could see AMD up to 3250s today. Put your money where your mouth is. Wow, Scott Carp. Thanks for being a fan, bud. Absolutely appreciate you tuning in. We're here all the time, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. So feel free to tune in, and yeah, you can see me whenever you want. Very slow. I'll bet you. You don't have Scott. You don't have to bet me $1,000 the market's bullish today, because it's already bullish today. We're already in a bull move, so you're absolutely right that the market is bullish today. You're right. What other markets do you suggest to follow aside from the SPY? You can follow, actually something really good for that is the Webull app. It's you can download it on your phone. You can get off the App Store, but they do a really good job at kind of organizing and categorizing different markets. You can look at the Indian markets. You can look at the UK, China. You can look at all those markets pretty easily. I just like their app. You can do it on many other places, but I like the Webull app in terms of just looking at a bunch of random markets because they categorize it really well. Pay attention to China market. That's a good one. India, in UK. I mean, generally you want to follow your biggest markets. Your major economic markets are usually the best ones to follow. What's my take on Bollinger Bands? Nothing wrong with them. Bollinger Bands are just another indicator that's basically used to measure or help you identify when volatility probably is going to pick up. But yeah, they're good. They're nice. They're good. What do you think of CVS? Will it break out today? Can you explain BABA pre-market? Red long candle doesn't mean anything. Thanks, man. That red long candle you seen on BABA was probably a predetermined sale of the equity that was already in place. So wherever the price was at, there was a predefined order that was going to be sent through today within the market. So whatever price that predetermined price was, the candles have to go to reflect that order execution, even though it doesn't really relate to the stock price of which it is today. I don't really use anything. I don't use anything for large cap scanning particularly, but I do use I use trade ideas for pretty much everything. Trade ideas for my pre-market scanner, trade ideas for high-a-day, reversal scanners, parabolic scanners. Trade ideas is a company that I use to scan. Links in the description if you want to sign up for them. If you do use the link in the description, yes, I will get paid because it is an affiliate link, but you can also use Boiler15 for a 15% discount, and they'll save you. But Trade Ideas is the company that I use for scanning. I don't really particularly scan for large cap stocks. I really just follow stocks, so I know what stocks are doing. So I know when things are at low price points, and I know when they're at high price points. So I can usually judge when it's time to buy a stock based on where the price action is. So I don't really use scanners for large cap stocks. Generally, the only thing I use scanners for is to measure and scan for early morning gaps in stocks, and that's going to help direct me towards which stocks I might want to trade, and or penny stocks are starting to spike in the beginning of the day, and things that I'm not already paying attention to. Good morning, Mr. Brad. Good morning. Hope you kill it over there today. Morning, man. Let's get better today. AMD, please. They bought KK. Oh, AMAT. Sorry, I thought it was AMD. I need an app to help me average down on stocks. You don't really need an app to help you average down on stocks because whatever app you're using or whatever thing you're already using to buy those stocks, you could just use that to average down. So I'm not quite sure what you mean by the question, personally. Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is trading very well right now, usually. Well, you have a July 5th call option, so you don't have a lot of time on CVS. You'd want to look at your Greeks. You're going to be able to tell whether or not you're going to make money or not based on the Greeks of your option. I actually really like the way it looks personally. That is in a little bit of a bullish formation over the past couple days. You have an attempt here, you have an attempt here, an attempt here, U-shape, pop back up. Yeah, I think that it's worth, let me look at this yearly chart again. Yeah, I think it's probably worth holding. You could probably see an up move. Whether or not it happens in 5 days or not, that's a different question. But I do like the outlook on it. I think it could definitely break to the upside. July 5th, nah, we'll see. You're cutting it close. That's why when you trade options, it's always best to give yourself a lot of time. Most people always go very short with their options. They don't give themselves a lot of time because they're trying to trade cheap. When everybody tries to trade cheap, they always get put into a shorter expiration because the option is more affordable. Whereas if they went with a longer term option, though it's going to be more expensive, they give themselves much more time for their trade to work out. You'll usually find more success that way. No, not really. Lucas, I don't. No, generally I just use just regular time and sales. I don't change the settings on it. Yes, Nick, there is a way to know that when you can't short a stock on Thinkorswim, it's going to have a hard to borrow next to it, or no shares to borrow. Either in the blue banner where you can see right now on my screen, right here, you see the ETB, that stands for easy to borrow. They'll show there, or it won't show anything when there's no share to short or it's hard to borrow. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that, bud. What's my take on banking stocks? So now you're asking about Deutsche Bank. So you're probably asking whether or not you should buy them at the low price they're at, or whether or not you should short Deutsche Bank because of the issues that they're having and the possibility that Deutsche Bank ends up going bankrupt. I've never been a fan of banking stocks personally, and it's not that they're not good. All stocks are good. Any stock's good that makes you money, but I've never really been a fan of banking, and I've never really been in that whole industry in terms of trading or investing. Not necessarily investing, but more or less trading. Just because when I first got into trading and did all this, I was more stuck on the idea of momentum, fast moves. So my brain's always been triggered to looking for volatility and fast moves. And a lot of your banking stocks don't really meet anything in terms of volatility or fast moves. So I always veered away from them. So, I'm probably not the best person to ask about that because I'm more biased on that question personally. Do I like NIO, Scott? Not really. I haven't looked at NIO in probably 3 months. I'm not a fan of NIO personally. Not that they couldn't come back, but there's nothing about them right now that screams a buy for me. The last time I paid attention to NIO was right here when it was at $6. And when it failed this bounce off this strong support, I never paid attention to it again. So me personally, I'm not a fan of NIO. Yeah, so Yogi, if you want to average down, you would just use the same means that you use to buy the stock in the first place. Someone from Amsterdam, what's going on? Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it. So yeah, back to AMAT. Greg, I think you asked about the Urza. Let's see. AMAT, AMAT. I would be more of a seller. Okay, I would be a short-term seller on AMAT. I wouldn't be a long. Oh no, that's right. I didn't look at the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart's breaking up. Daily chart's there. So 4 hours up and over. I would have been a seller, but I forgot to check this 4-hour chart. Small gap up. You know, I don't really like it to be long. I'm not crazy about the long here on this. But I guess it kind of broke out. 47, 46. I would still be a seller, I think. I don't know. I don't really like the formation of that chart. It seems like it pressed over this 46 resistance. More like a forced move. Yeah, I'd probably be a seller on AMAT. I'd probably sell this today, I think. At least for a gap fill down back towards like 45. No, we didn't talk about BYND. What are my views on AMD? Their parts are in a lot of computers. It's a big company. Personally, it's probably going to be. I mean, it's definitely a long move today. That it's already been on a long move today, but technical side, I mean, I don't anticipate today getting over. I don't think it's going to get over 3250s, but I think it could reach 3250. So that's kind of it. If I was long buys today, I guess I'd have a target of 3250 on AMD, but not really much more than that. Let's see. Yogi, again, look at my screen right here. See how it says ETB right there? That's how you can tell if a stock is shortable. It will say ETB, NTB, or HTB. NTB means no shares to borrow. HT means hard to borrow. Hello everybody, Mr. Blair Boyd here from Palm Beach, Florida. Hope everyone have a great week. All right, Mr. Bear, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Yeah, I mean, we've been over a lot, right? So let me give you like the generic rundown of today, which is the market has a strong gap to the upside. The market's bullish. Okay, so let's take a random look. AMD, up today. Netflix, up today. Nvidia, up today. Baba, up today. Tesla, up today. Caterpillar, up today. That's what I thought. Google, GUG, up today. AMZN, up today. So you're starting to see a little bit of similarity. When the market's up, your stocks are all going to be up. All right. So generally speaking, a lot of times the market wants to fill its gap. Well, the gap is to the upside, which means the move should be to the downside. So again, today I think we might see an attempt to fill this gap down. So initially I would be short bias on a lot of stocks to start out for like an early morning wash, and then I would start to get a little bit more long bias. I can't even do a push-up. That's yeah, I cannot even do a push-up. Yeah. No. I don't know what a push-up is. The only thing I think I can do. You guys know that commercial, and that was it. That was the shake weight. That's basically what I use all day long. I got it here at my desk, and when I get bored or I just get a little pump in, I use a shake weight. Yep, that's exactly what I do. So, market's up today. A lot of stocks are gapping up today. So, anyways, we could look at Roku. Roku's down at a little bit of a support. So if we look at Roku, I still want to be long Roku today. Just in general, really, I think I want to be long it. The momentum was picking up here on the RSI for Roku, but the chart doesn't look all that great. So again, we almost had a bullish divergence. We would have had a bullish divergence if this price action on Friday would have broke below the lows of Wednesday, but it didn't. We actually kind of stayed almost horizontal. So we have a slight gap up today. It's pulled back. The gap fill would be all the way down here at 90.89. Yeah, I think it's probably best to be more long bias Roku than before being short bias. Like the way it's formed right now, kind of gapped up, pulling back. I mean, this could easily squeeze up. A lot of people have been getting short Roku, so if they're wrong, we could very well easily see a squeeze. So if this curls up around and shoots over these tops at 90, 94, 95, it would have a really nice move. But again, that's going to be hard. All right. No, I don't have kids. Nope. No, not really. I mean, VWAP trading, it's based on, you can see it here a few times. Let's see if we can get on a 1 minute chart, see if it works. 5 minute, no. Yeah, I can't really go over it. I could. Basically, a VWAP trade is just a VWAP trade, right? So, like, when price action goes to the VWAP, you either get short or get long. Like, here's one right here. Price action breaks the VWAP. You could short off the VWAP here, and then you turn into a nice trade. You could short it off VWAP here, short off VWAP there. Turns into small moves, and those are just quick examples. This never had like a VWAP touch. Here's a VWAP trade where it pulls back to the 9 and the VWAP. You're long. That's just it. VWAP, the volume weighted average price is just like a moving average that just doesn't move as fast as a moving average. It's basically what it is in layman's terms. I would I would not be shorting the market at about 330,000 or whatever. No, honestly, for as long as I've been short biased the market, I'm still short biased the market, but I just don't think we're gonna get the bearish move that is instilled in most of our minds. I think we're gonna get the opposite of that. I think we're gonna have an extremely bullish move followed by a very bearish move now. So it used to be I didn't think we're really gonna break into all-time highs anymore and have that of a parabolic push. I thought we were just gonna roll over and go into our downward bearish moves, but those continuously got bought up. So I think now we're more on track for a parabolic melt up where we're going to have the last market push to all-time highs. Everyone's going to go, see, I knew we were supposed to be into all-time highs again and moving higher than the 30,000 mark. And so you're going to attract fresh new buyers that have been sitting on the sidelines just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then they're going to start panic buying because they fear they're going to miss out on the next bull run. But really, the bull run's already pretty much over. So they're going to be buying the tail end of the bull run, which then squeezes the market into all-time highs. We go through a parabolic melt up. Once everybody's done buying, then the market's going to come down, and then everyone's going to come down really hard. And then when it comes down really hard, everyone's going to go, oh, this is a great dip buy. Then they're going to buy the dip, and then that's going to drop out below them. And then all those dip buyers are going to panic sell out, add to the panic selling pressure to the downside, and then see you later. So I think now I think it'd just be more logical to think on the side of long for a parabolic push into all-time highs, and then we come down. So anyways, guys, got to run, got to get back to our private group. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in as always, and see you guys a little bit later today on a recap video of the trades made today. And then other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for another stream, and then I might be gone Friday, so it means I might not be online Friday trading or streaming. All right, guys, so everybody take care, have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.